to show you my sacrificial crop of nasturtiums. This is all I've got left now, and the reason being is these little friends, and they've absolutely decimated the plant. Look at that. They've ravaged it. Can you see him now? Now. And there's just really not very much left of the plant. Looking very sorry for itself. This is something else I wanted to show you as well. These are nasturtium seeds that I've rescued. So the brown ones, those that have already dried. The green ones I've literally pulled off the plant, or they've just fallen off. And then in that pot I've got some peas and some cobra climbing beans where the pod had dried. And then I've got these pods that I missed, and I'm just going to finish letting them dry, and I'll save them for next year. And one other thing, I was in the garden centre yesterday and they had some courgette plants. They're a bit yellow, but mine have suffered so badly as I tried to grow them in a pot. That really hasn't worked, and I won't do that again. So I'm just going to take a chance and see if this will survive. They're pretty fast growing, and we'll probably have some warmish weather right up to the end of September, so fingers crossed. But having shown you this, I'll show you what's happened to the old courgette. So this is the only surviving courgette. I put two in separate pots, but they had different compost. The first one died almost immediately, and I think that's because the compost had got a herbicide in it, which has been a problem this year. This one, it has survived, but it looks pretty poor. It hasn't really produced any fruit. I think I've had 2 courgettes off of it. So I'm going to wait until the one I've just planted, see if that gets established. And then this is coming out and going in the compost, so it's not completely wasted. But if you read anywhere that you can grow them in pots, I think you've got to be very lucky, because I gave this so much TLC, but it just didn't like it. I've come in the greenhouse today because I finally managed to get some compost from the garden centre, so I can now catch up on all the jobs that I wanted to do in here. A couple of jobs that I want to do today is repot the peppers, because they've completely outgrown their pots and it's actually restricting their growth. So I thought I'd show you the difference. So these were all planted or sown at the same time. This was in a larger pot, still needs to go in a bigger one, but unfortunately this one I put in a much smaller pot, and it is, you can see it's really restricted its growth. So they desperately need to be potted on. And likewise my lemons, I am so pleased with these. They've really look healthy, they're doing well. But again, this pot's only got 1 that germinated, and this has got 3. So can you see how the growth has been restricted? So they all need to be in separate pots and given the chance to develop their root system and grow bigger. So that's what I'm going to do in a minute. Well, also got a bit of a confession to make as well. Whilst I was in the garden centre getting my compost, I don't know about you, but you go in for one item and come out with 5. I cheated. I bought some cauliflowers. I didn't sow any seeds this year and realised it had got a bit too late, so I've bought these. There's only 6, but we'll see how they go. So I'll hopefully get them put in today, or if I can't get them in today because of the weather, it'll be tomorrow. And I've got some netting to cover them to protect them from any butterfly eggs, or the cabbage white butterfly eggs. Because I think, as you saw a little bit earlier in this video, the caterpillars have absolutely ravaged my nasturtiums. That's what they'll do to this, given the chance, so I need to protect them best I can. So that's the cauliflower. And then I have bought some seed potatoes. These are Maris here. I'm going to put these in, hopefully, rather than in the ground. What I've learned, and it must be this garden, doesn't matter what I put in the soil to sort of protect them, I always get scab. It's really, really bad in some parts. So I think what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to grow them in big buckets with fresh compost, and hopefully we'll have some spuds for Christmas. So that's another plan. Might not be today, that might be tomorrow. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to repot the lemons. So let's see what this one's like. You see the roots on that? So I'll put that in here. Firm that down. So that's one. It's from that size to that, so that should give them room to grow. And then this one, I need to split this one, so some more compost in. Let's see what we've got here. Again, it's got some good roots, but they're pretty close together. I don't know how I'm going to split that unless that's one. No, that is 2 plants. They've got themselves a bit tangled. Okay, so that's number 2. Still windy. Let's see how that goes. That's number 3. I'll split this one. I need some more pots. I forgot. See what this one's like. Again, we've got some good roots. Can isolate that one. Just put there a minute. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pot this. It's this lovely big pot. Give it a real chance to breathe. Let those roots really get established. It's got 2 fruit on it, so that's doing really well. Look at the roots on that. Pull them out a little bit. I think that is going to be a lot happier. Be like stretching its toes. To show you what I've done today then, this is all potted up. They look so much better in those pots. That will give the chance for the fruit to really grow now. So this is the lemons, now they've all been potted up and they look so much better in these pots. You can see that they've got room to grow now. There's plenty of room for the roots to really get sort of going, get developed. But despite that, you know, there's growth coming. You can see it. This one as well. But they do look healthy, and I'm thrilled to bits. So I'll give you a shot of them each video, and we can see how they develop over the months. But I have to say, I'm really pleased with that. For today, I'm not going to do any more. I'm just going to enjoy the sunshine now, because it's been quite a week where we've had nothing but rain. You're going, Pads? Come on, sit down. It's still very, very windy. Do you want to go down? Do you want to get down? Yeah, it's still very windy, but we've got blue skies at the moment, so I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. So until next time, take care everybody.